My video for March the 9th, 2019 is video number 3019, and the title is Life Mission and Vision of Real Change. I was only 11 or 12 years old when it became apparent that I was not like most other kids my age. My passion was towards spiritual pursuits. That has not changed throughout my life, even though circumstances over which I seemed to have no control challenged my beliefs. Yes, I was so different that the punishment for things I don't even remember was, you can't go to church. I've told the story of how I climbed out my window, went across the porch roof, and climbed down the tree adjacent to the house. Then I walked 8.5 miles from Midland Park, New Jersey to Bethany Church in Paterson. I share more as I get into the video. That punishment was never used again. Laugh out loud. The subject of a kingdom of heaven on earth fascinated me all my life. It was my life mission to play a role in bringing that about for all humanity. It was a vision of sweeping change. Yet it took many years and life experiences to realize just how corrupted all aspects of life on earth had become. Not only did the worldly people do awful things, even some of the religious folk were caught doing things that violated spiritual laws. Where was the integrity? Even though there were some people who seemed to make an honest effort at keeping spiritual laws, it was a challenge for people like me to try to figure out what went wrong. Where was the supposedly loving God in all the mess? Where was the real change that could be verified, not just hoped for? By the way, I did not get a haircut. See, that's still my hair. It's just in a ponytail, and I shaved closer and did a lot of trimming and stuff. I'm going to go dancing tonight, and at least hopefully. It's been so crowded the last time that I went, I didn't end up staying. I couldn't get a place to sit. Anyway, be that as it may, I said I would share a little bit more about the climbing down the tree incident. Now, there were two paths that I could have taken from where I lived to Paterson, New Jersey, to Bethany Church. I did not take the shortest route. I took the one on Lincoln Ave instead of Goffle Road. Now, those of you that live in that area will know exactly what I'm talking about, and it doesn't matter for those that don't because you have no point of reference. In any case, the distance would have probably been maybe a mile or two shorter if I had been able to go on Goffle Road, but that would take me through some very bad neighborhoods, and I chose not to go that way. So that was a little bit more of the story that I don't think I've ever shared that on a video before. But Bethany Church was the largest Assembly of God church in the state of New Jersey at the time. There were several hundred people, I think, that attended the Sunday services, and I was involved in the Christ Ambassadors youth group and a lot of things. Now, I wasn't just into spiritual things. I loved to play baseball and I loved to play chess. They were, well, actually not just baseball, but sports, period, basketball and football as well. But chess was also a passion. But by far and large, the thing that brought everything together was the spiritual stuff. I mean, when the church doors were open, I was there. I was involved in so many aspects growing up, not just as a youth and a teenager, but even into my young adulthood. I mean, I preached my first sermon in Bethany Church when I had just turned 14, and everyone said I was going to be another Oral Roberts or Billy Graham. I mean, it was very, very well received and highly applauded by the congregants in the church, the adults. I don't know about how many of the kids. I didn't seem to even fit in with a lot of the teenagers at the time. I mean, I was sort of different than everybody. And I guess I've been different than everybody almost all my life. I don't know if that's a blessing or a curse. I'm not saying that I have not made any mistakes or done anything wrong. I have violated some of the spiritual laws myself. I guess you could say that, that once my marriage broke up, I mean, I was certainly didn't wait till I got married to have sex with people. I had sex with a number of ladies during that stage of my life. I had ladies coming to me. I mean, I've been told that I'm a good-looking man, and I have attracted women throughout my life, and not least of which was the time that I inherited money when Dr. Mary Horgan died and left me basically a big portion of her estate, 50% of her estate, which was quite a lot of money involved in that. But anyway, what is the kingdom of heaven on earth? To me, politicians have no place in the kingdom of heaven. If their lips are moving, the odds are extremely high that they're not telling the truth. And so many things are withheld from us, but it's not just in politics. It's in the churches. When Jimmy Swaggart sinned, I mean, my heart broke. When Jim Baker got caught, my heart broke. When some of these people that were so famous and high up in the spiritual thing did things that were wrong, I thought, man, that's awful. But Jimmy Swaggart, repented and publicly repented. I don't know that everyone that has fallen prey to lust or whatever has repented and made a public confession, but Jimmy Swaggart did. I remember watching it. But in any case, I realize now at this point in my life that so many of the things that I thought were going to happen, by 2012 at the latest, they not only didn't happen, it seems to be getting worse. Now, I know you've heard me say that time and time again if you've been listening with some regularity. And that might be a good thing, because a lot of things that people knew nothing about most of our lives, all of a sudden with the onset of the internet, people are becoming more aware of things that had never been available to them before as information. So there is an outburst and an uprising of information that some of the establishment would like to keep suppressed and hidden. But because they wanted to spy on us and know what we were thinking, they gave us the internet, which, is a curse and a blessing. Depends on which way you want to look at it. And lots of things in life can be considered either a curse or a blessing, depending on how you frame it. How do you choose, and what angle do you choose to look at it from? What's going on the planet right now could be a very wonderful thing, because people are coming to the place where many realize that religion is not the answer, politics is not the answer, and money is not the answer. So then what is the answer? Well, it is what it's always been. By this shall all men know that you are my disciples, if you love one another. Love is taught in all religions. I read something recently and comparing the scriptures from different religions and how love is emphasized in different words, but it's the important thing. And yet none of the religions follow it. All of them get stuck in the ego trip of our religion is the right one. No, none of them are. Love is the right spirituality. Are we going to learn to love one another? That's my vision of real change. When we are able to start loving one another, my life mission will be on its way to being fulfilled. That's what I want. That's what I live for. That's why I chose to hang on when I've had the opportunity to die when I faced my second open heart surgery. But I chose to live. I wanted to live because my mission wasn't finished yet. And that's what I told the doctors, and I'm still here. Anyway, folks, thank you for listening. And as always, namaste.